Alright, so we saw how the index function works. Now let's take a look at what the match function does. And over here in our example, our goal is to specify an ID number and have the match function return the position of that ID number. So next to the position cell, this is where we'll be inserting our match function. So we can type in equals, then match. Tab key to insert the function. And then let's open up our function arguments window to see what Excel defines this function as. We can click the FX button, and it says that the match function returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specified value in a specified order. Now sometimes these definitions can be a little bit confusing, so the best way to learn these functions is to apply them. So for our lookup value, we can select the cell that we are going to put our ID number in, which is cell J2. Now for our lookup array, which is a contiguous range of cells containing possible lookup values. So within the match function, this array can only be a single row or a single column. So the range of cells containing possible matches is our ID column, because our lookup value is the ID number. So let's select our ID column, and then for our match type, it accepts the number 1, 0, or -1. Well, if you're not really sure what these numbers mean, we can select Help on this function to open up the Microsoft support page for this function. And if we scroll down to the syntax, we can see that 1 finds the largest value that is less than or equal to the lookup value, and -1 finds the smallest value that's greater than or equal to the lookup value. But for our case, we need to put 0 to find the exact match of our lookup value. So let's go back into our Excel workbook and put 0 for the match type. Click OK. And the reason why our formula is producing NA is because we haven't specified an ID number yet. So we can click in this cell and let's put 114. So for our match function, it returned 6. So why is that? Well, if we go to our ID column and count down until we find our ID number, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, our ID number is in the 6th position of this range. So instead of returning the value of the cell, like what the index function did, instead it returned the position of our ID number. And the match function can look vertically or horizontally. For example, if I copy our ID column, and if I select another cell, give it a right click, and then for our paste options, I can select transpose to paste it horizontally. Now if I go back to our match function and change this range from A1 through A14 to A17 to N17, click enter. For the ID number of 114, the match function is still returning the 6th position. Because if we count left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 114 is still in the 6th position. So as long as your range in your match function is a single column or row, it can search vertically or horizontally. I'm going to undo those actions. So that's how the match function works. And to summarize, the index function returns a value and the match function returns a position. And the reason why I wanted to show you these two functions separately before combining them is so we have a good foundation of what these functions do, and it can help us understand how our formula is calculating when we put these two functions together.